Well guys, it's 100% official now. The legendary Pebble Smartwatch is back over 10 years after their original smartwatch was released way back in 2012, and I'm super excited because this was one of my favorite smartwatches back in the day with so much to offer to the tech community. Thankfully, we got a lot of info on exactly what's happening, so let me give you a quick rundown on everything you need to know. And of course, if you appreciate coverage like this, consider subscribing to the E95 Google YouTube channel because we have a lot more content like this coming your way, and trust me, you cannot miss out on any of it. So to give you a quick overview, Pebble is one of the first major mainstream smartwatches in its day. At the time, in 2012, they raised over $10 million via a Kickstarter campaign for their smartwatch concept, and then would go on to sell over 2 million units in its lifespan. Pebble was so popular, in fact, that it caught the attention of Fitbit, who purchased the brand for $23 million in December of 2016, acquiring all of their intellectual property, including its software and firmware development, and some big name talent from within the company. After the acquisition, all future projects were canceled, and for some reason, we never saw Fitbit utilize Pebble OS again. Of course, as we know, Google bought Fitbit in 2021, and 4 years later, they allowed for Pebble OS to be open sourced, making it available for anyone to use. Since then, the original founder of the Pebble smartwatch, Eric Mijikowski, has made an official statement stating they would continue work on a Pebble-like device, effectively picking up right where they left off in 2016. As of March 18th, we finally got some real concrete info on what this new Pebble-like smartwatch project will entail, and if you're a fan of the classic, then I think this will be right up your alley. From what we know so far, we will be getting two smartwatches from Eric Mijikowski, the $149 Pebble Core 2 Duo and the $225 Pebble Core Time 2. The Core 2 Duo is effectively a complete remake of the Pebble 2, upgraded with modern components. It features an ultra-crisp 1.26-inch black and white e-paper display and is made out of a polycarbonate frame, available in black or white colorways. It will be water resistant, and according to the blog, they are targeting IP8X certification. The Core 2 Duo also includes a microphone and speaker, mainly used for interacting with apps like ChatGPT, for example, not necessarily for phone calls, and it will also have step and sleep tracking and a 30-day battery life, plus a few extras. For watch straps, it will use the standard 22mm watch strap, which is awesome for accessibility. There is a ton that you can pick from, especially in the third-party world, and there will be an optional JTAG connector available for purchase for those interested in hacking the firmware. As for the more expensive Pebble Core Time 2, Eric says this is his quote dream watch and is everything the Pebble Time 2 was going to be. It features a larger 1.5-inch 64-color e-paper display that will be touch-enabled, allowing for the use of one-tap complications on watch faces, similar to how we have them on more modern smartwatches today. It will also have a metal frame and metal buttons, most likely made out of CNC milled aluminum, and will be available in black and white, with likely a third color option available. For the hardware as a whole, they are also targeting IP8X water resistance for the Core Time 2, alongside the inclusion of a heart rate sensor, microphone and speaker, and will also have compatibility with the 22mm watch straps as well. All of this, plus it's also estimated to have a 30-day battery life, just like the Core 2 Duo. In regards to software, both smartwatches will be running the now open source Pebble OS. They'll support the core Pebble features that we know and love too, like notifications, the timeline functionality, watch faces, of course, alarms, and so much more. You'll have access to over 10,000 Pebble apps and watch faces from the start. In fact, most of the existing apps and watch faces should still work, except some might show a border on the larger Core Time 2 until they're updated for the larger display form factor. According to the blog post, there will also be a new companion app for iOS and Android as well, with an updated SDK being released to developers. And everything about this just seems scary good, as it seems they're doing everything right here. These watches are incredibly simple, touching on everything that made the first one so popular, like the e-paper display, physical hardware buttons, long battery life, and insane third-party developer support. The design calls back to the good old days, not overly flashy or out of touch, at least in my book. Software-wise, the flexibility is awesome, as it will be usable on iOS and Android, and the pricing is super affordable, especially at that $149 price point. Basically, they stuck close to all of the characteristics that made the first round of Pebble watches so charismatic to people, and without a doubt, I have a strong feeling this will be a huge success for Pebble. Although, keep in mind, Eric Mijikowski has made it clear regarding the scope of this project. He does mention in the full statement that releasing these Pebble watches is a labor of love, not a large startup aiming for mass sales, and because because of that, there may be some rough edges, potential delays, features missing at launch, and the possibility of things breaking or not lasting as long as desired. The only guarantee that we're told we will get from these smartwatches is that they will be awesome and they will be a lot of fun, which is something we desperately need in the tech world. From what we're told, this is not an Apple Watch competitor, this is not a sports or fitness watch, and isn't trying to compete as such, which I think is totally fine. For the first official release in over a decade, lower the pressure a little bit and just have fun and see where things go. With that in mind though, it seems that there will be an issue with general availability considering the smaller scale of this release. According to the blog post, these watches will be sold exclusively through the Repebble Store and they will only be sold in limited quantities due to a limited supply of display components. This means pre-ordering is the only way to get one at this time as it will not be sold in stores. And again, the blog post mentions that pre-ordering is highly recommended because the number of watches manufactured at this time is fewer than the amount of people already signed up on Repebble's website. Shipments will begin in July for the $149 Core 2 Duo, and shipments will begin in December for the $225 Core Time 2. So maybe at some point they can get the supply chain issues sorted out. That way, many more people can enjoy these smartwatches. I know that was a lot, but I have to say this is a really exciting event happening in the tech world. I'm really curious to see what the general reception is for this, and please leave a comment and let me know your thoughts with what we know, at least for now. Personally, I'm absolutely thrilled to see this project moving forward. For me, I'll probably be ordering the cheaper Core 2 Duo, but I'm also a little weird about these limited release items, so maybe I'll get the Core Time 2 and go for whatever that weird special third color option is. Plus, I think a colored display is a really nice benefit to have, especially if I'm going to use it for the long term. But again, please, I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. I think this is something that will genuinely shake up the smartwatch market, whether that's intended to be the case or not, and I'm truly excited to see where things go from here. In the meantime, my friends, I'm getting out of here, but before I do, huge shout out to our channel members on screen right now. Simply put, Damien and I greatly appreciate you for following us on this journey, and please don't forget to grab this month's wallpaper pack Interstellar in the community post. If you're not a channel member but want to gain access for yourself, click that join button down below to learn more. Not to mention, if you do sign up, you will gain access to our massive backlog of wallpapers from our previous months, and trust me, there's a lot of them. Until next time, this has been Jordan Floyd from 9to5 Google. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.